Okay, here is a recording I've been wanting to do for a few years now. This is initially supposed to be my first video for the Stories Too Good to Be True playlist on my main YouTube page, but again, I didn't really get a chance to release a story whatsoever, so I just lost track of it. But this is one for the archives, and this is something that's going to go into my stories too good to be true playlist, and it's for the archives because even though it's been like what happened in 2016, 4 years ago, it's too interesting not to to remember stories. So, all right, so 2016, 4 years ago, detectives attached to the Falmouth Criminal Investigate Branch (CIB) have charged a Canadian woman for allegedly ordering a contract killing of her estranged 25-year-old husband Jamari Reid, who was gunned down in his home in Falmouth, Trelawney last month, 2016. Accused was identified as a 56-year-old Monique Cooke-Reid. Yeah, it's basically like she was robbing the cradle, basically. A retired psychologist of an Ontario, Canada address. The victim, who was an up and coming dancehall act, was gunned down execution style. This Falmouth Gardens, Falmouth Trelawney home late last month, 4 years ago. Reports had that on Wednesday, August 24th, around 10 p.m., the young entertainer was at his home, accompanied with two friends, were pounced upon two assailants armed with handguns. The attackers then tied up the occupants in the house before shooting Reid multiple times. Upon the arrival of police, who were some by neighbors, Reid's bullet-riddled body was scored in a pool of blood with his hands and feet bound. Yeah, it's an execution. Yeah, it's basically execution right there. His wife, who, according to highly placed police source, had repeatedly threatened him, was subsequently arrested. She was last week charged with soliciting to commit murder. Accused was expected to make her appearance in court. Well, we don't know how that went. All those that time right, up to now. All right, so here it gets more interesting. During a recent press conference at the Office of Commissioner of Police, head of the CIB Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ilan Powell, expressed there's an increasing number of contract killings across Jamaica, and there's more and more increase up till now. He said that several of the hits stem from minor disputes over land insurance and inheritance. So, and the article. So yeah, I remember this case, and again, didn't regret that I didn't get a chance to really follow up on the story. So all I can say is that this is basically the plot of a TV show or movie. I mean, like contract killings are commonplace, but Jamaica, where excitement basically is so prevalent, and that there's never a dull moment on Jamrock. This was one of the most interesting stories because you had this older white woman who married this younger black Jamaican guy who was young enough to be her son. I mean, she's 56, he's 25, so that way, yeah. So she's basically about 31 years older if I do the math correctly. Yeah. So yeah, by the time he was born, she was basically in her early 30s. So yeah, that was kind of like a darker version of Still Got Your Groove Back. Now, there were a lot of insinuations at that time that he was just basically a marriage of convenience to her younger husband. That okay, he saw this older woman, foreign woman, who obviously was probably weak for wanted the soul pole so bad because a lot of these foreigners of all races come to Jamaica, these female ones who just basically want one of their things. Not they're not here just to see the nice beach, take up the nice beaches and whatever. Yeah, they're here to get some. Yeah, they're here to get some of the island loving from the Jamaica or fellow Jamaican men. And what happened? I think they insinuate that he was just basically using this woman. This is allegations. I don't know the whole story because I don't want want anybody to, especially family members that know, to say, "Oh, I'm telling falsehoods." I mean, if I post this and family members want to tell more what happened after this point, feel free. All right. I think that's probably why I didn't want to post because I didn't have enough facts to really say what motivated the killing because obviously they did not fall out on good terms. They fell out on very bad terms. Like she was threatening him, and I think the allegation was that maybe he wanted some of her money, and then she got scorned that he was obviously that he played her. They're saying, okay, I'm gonna make this little Negro pay with his life, because like in order for her to get to hire an assassin, you'd have to have some sort. You have to have a good amount of money to hire a contract killer to take out your ex, this estranged wife. So that's what they basically the rumor has been that he was just using this woman. She got wise to she found out the game, got wise to the game, and she said that she was out for blood, and she said, "Okay, I'm going to make this little neat black buck pay," and so on, and that's pretty much was the end of his story 4 years ago. Nothing much has been said what has happened to the case, though. I mean, I haven't heard any follow up as to whether or not she's been charged or not charged. And so we don't know what the result was, because if nothing else has happened, or if something happened and it just got buried deep in the new in the search engine online, okay, they definitely didn't make the newspapers after the fact. So we don't know what the thing is. The we don't know what the came of this case. So I'm like, was she charged or not charged? All right, cause all right. So that's basically what I think. Cause remember, the justice system in Jamaica is it's a one big puppy show. So chances are she probably still free to this very day, and free to this very day has gone about her business long by now. So, but this was an interesting story, and this was I wanted this one put this in um life imitates art, but this will go into stories too good to be true because we don't know if it's still an ongoing case or not, but this would definitely make a good episode of Law and Order, CSI, NCIS, or whatever TV show or movie. Because as many people have said that Hollywood, a lot of Hollywood writers need to like spend a lot of time in Jamaica because there's so much source material they could use for the movies or TV shows. So that's pretty much it. This is like 4 years too late, but again, I just had to just put this in the archives. So this is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check them out the YouTube pages. Miles Goose and Farron, Miles J Productions, and Real Thoughts of Miles.